From the grid, the start of the Killarney 9 hour, leading second in the championship, 21. Robin Creel is starting that car. In second place of the backdrafts, Reggie Roots is starting the 42. Stevie Clark, they're third in the championship at the moment. They've got to, pressure's all on here. In fourth place, third place of the backdrafts, Yuri Swart belting them in there. This is the Stradale car, it's a sleeper car. In fourth place, our Italian stallions, Julian Familiaris, David Kutsia. That car, watch it. And here we have our class leading, the championship leading car at the moment. Brian Morgan, Donovan Taylor, Robert Briggs. Brian Morgan in the car. You remember, he got hurt in the car crash. Claire Vale and Mornay Jurgens in the car. You can see, we know it's Mornay Jurgens, because check there, it says Mornay. That's how we know. All these little spotters, guys. 72, watch this car here. Mike McLaughlin, Tony Martin, and JP Bredenhorn. This is the legend. That is Tony Martin. For him, he is Mr. Frickin' Backdraft. What a man, what a hero. The 19, Colin Ellison in the blue car. Got to love that car. Colin is big and he's hot and he's getting a little bit sweaty in here. We've got to run now. The cars are about to get going on their warm-up lap. And then we've got 9 hours of racing. The number 2, Zane and Gareth Pearson, took a Mechanicanos in it. Zane Pierce, father of Gareth in here. Gareth the youngster, comes out of karting. He's done really, really well. Father and son bonding time. And I'm just a little bit worried about our timing here, Henky. We need to stand flat against this barrier as the cars come down here, because this is the start of the Killarney 9 hour, the final round of the championship. 16. One of the, that's a Maxima Racing car, 262. Watch that. They're in fourth position in the championship. It's Hiram Pretorius. And right at the back, that's the black and the orange. We've got to run and get the hell out of here. This is going to be exciting. It's about an hour-ish into this race, and oh my word, time has gone by so fast and things have happened. If I didn't have my notebook, I'd be pretty screwed. Interesting things. We're focusing on the backdraft class at the moment, and I've got to get out of the way here. Really early on, the 7 of Mark Owen came into the pits with a brake problem. He had lots of fire and flames. They had to put that out. Then Tony Martin, after 25 minutes in the race, Tony Martin came in with no drive, and it turned out that the prop shaft, they turned all the splines off. So they're busy still repairing that car. Then after around about 40 minutes, Robin Creel had a huge crash down the back of the straight. And here is, in about a couple of minutes, we've got a safety car on the go at the moment, just after an hour-ish of racing. And we're expecting, let me give you the position that's of the race at the moment. We've got the 42 with Reggie Roots at the wheel, who's been saving petrol. Then we've got the 19 of Ellison, the 4 of Jurgens, who's just made a pit stop. As the safety car was called, Jurgens left the pit, so he's lost a little bit of time. Then you got Engel, then you got 62 of Swart. I was telling you about the Robin Creel, Steon Creel, Kersey Veyer's car. Going down the back of the straight, a Porsche lost control and spun across the bows of Robin and hit them on the front left corner, smashed up the corner. They've lost a shload of laps. They came in, it is around about, it's 18 laps. You see, with a notebook, you don't get lost. That was 58 minutes. Robin has just gone out. So they've just left the pits. Safety car comes in and things are happening. The 2 came in. Zane Pierce had a problem with a vibration. They've checked it out. They're trying to sort that out. We're waiting for Richard Rutz, the class leader, to come in. The 311, which the 311 had a bit of an issue. Looks like Barry Engel in the car there. But the 311 had an issue with the right rear tire delaminating. So they came into the pits. They put a new tire on it, and they used that as a refuel. Here's Rutz, the class leader. Let's watch his stop. He stops. They'll start the refuel. And it looks like Rutz is going to stay in. They were talking earlier today of doing the double stint. Couple of issues they've got to watch out for. One is not to spill fuel, because they will get a drive-through penalty. So let me just get over here and we can see what's going on here. He's talking about it being slippery. Let's see if we can get him to say something to us during the stop. Hey, Reggie, all good?
Yeah, car feels good. It's getting very snotty out there. It's loose all over the place, but it's fun. It's lekker.
Loosey goosey is fast and loosey.
I can't hear you.
As fast as loose is fast.
Loose is fast. Fast not always loose, but loose is fast. Fucking fast.
Yeah, and he's saying that it's loose is fast, and if anybody can drive a car while it's loose is Reggie. What's at stake here? Well, the 2020 class winner, the champion of the Backdraft Production Series within the SA Endurance Series. That's what's at stake. So they made a clean stop. They're battling to get the rig off. And these rigs, they are fussy as hell. They absolutely are fussy as hell. So while it's gone quiet. Man, it's hot. It's gone quiet, which is actually very lekker. It doesn't help I was going to give you an update on positions, but while we were in the previous hour, we spoke to a whole lot of people. Have a look, have a listen, and we'll be back in an hour-ish, somewhere around about there. Give you another update of what is going down at this, a really, really exciting finale to the year of endurance racing with the Backdraft Production Series. Have a look at all of this action. Unbelievable. See you later. Mark Owens, very early in the race. Not nice to see you in the pits. You came in with the flames on the front right. Talk us through what happened.
Yes, we got some problem with a pedal box, and for some reason it's binding the front brakes on, and they could hardly get into the pit lane. And then as I came into the pit lane, basically the car caught fire. So we just happened to change everything now to try and get it back out.
Never nice when there's racing cars on fire.
No, I mean, I wasn't too worried. I've had a lot of experience. I stayed in the car just to see if we could get the flames out, but unfortunately it was kind of terminal for a while, so we should hopefully get out maybe in the next hour.
But it's never say die and never give up.
Well, no, you keep, that's why we're here. We enjoy racing, and, I've travelled a long way from the UK to do this 9-hour race, so I want to try and, finish it if I can.
Good man. Thanks for chatting to us.
Thank you.
We're about 45 minutes into the race. Lorenzo Galtieri, you're in the pits. What's the issue?
So I was coming down the back straight and I just saw some smoke here. It seems like it's a power steering. I thought it was on fire though, because I know the exhaust is right here. So a bit of a scary moment, but yeah, it is what it is, I guess.
The guys are going to have a look at it and see if you can fix it.
Yeah, let's hope so. We're trying to play the consistent game. There's been a lot of cars broken already. We were hoping not to join that crew, but I guess we have. But let's see. I don't know.
Good luck.
Cool, thanks.
So it's got a power steering issue. They'll wheel it in, they'll check it out and get it going. 19 laps, you came back into the pits. Never nice to see a car standing in the pits.
Yeah, it's quite a disaster, to be honest. We were going down the back straight, and I'm not sure which car it was, but there was a car going extremely slowly on the right-hand side, and there were about 5 of us coming down the back straight, obviously at pace, and with a slipstream, and really, really quickly. And everyone swerved out, and then the Porsche that was in front of me that swerved out kind of lost it and went sideways, and I just hit into him.
No, man, it's never nice, especially if there's, getting caught up in somebody else's troubles.
No, definitely not, and it's quite disappointing to be the person that puts the team in such a bad position.
That sort of thing happens to anybody. So the guys are working hard, you'll get it fixed and you'll go out.
I'm sure.
9 hours is a long time.
It is. So they're obviously fixing it now, so let's hope they can get going and we'll go out again.
Good luck. Brian Martin, we came up to you in the pits after 40 odd minutes, I got that horrible whiff of diff oil.
Yeah, Cole, we had to start from the pit lane, 51st or whatever, and within 20 minutes I'm 19th. But as I came out of this turn 1, I heard a noise, so I presumed it was diff or prop shaft. So I pulled in here and we're going to change it. It's a diff. The diff is gone.
Change the diff, yeah, you can smell it. I mean, it's a horrible, stinky smell, but Brian, you were having a magnificent run, redemption for
For my sins.
some may say
Yeah.
forgetfulness at the end of the straight
Yeah,
yesterday.
I was making up for my mistake.
And
We were going well. I was 19th already, and I had 4 cars in my sights there that I was going to pass. 15 after half an hour.
and the horns come out when Brian gets going.
Yeah, you're right. I was going well.
Thanks for chatting. We'll keep an eye on the work.
Yeah.
Never give up.
Never give up.
Brian Morgan, testing times, you guys were in the lead. You'd built up a whole lot of laps and things look comfortable. You're trying to fight for a championship. You're defending a lead. Cars using oil.
Yeah, I think we started seeing little puffs of smoke a couple hours ago while Robert was driving, and then we lost a bit of oil pressure. So we're not 100% sure what's going on. We're a little bit worried that it might break, so we're just taking all the precautions we can and sending him out, telling him to drive in low gears, high gears, and hopefully we can at least nurse it home.
Keep the revs down and just keep lap times. You around about by now, probably 3 laps. You're in 4th position. Richard Roots is in the lead.
Yeah.
Finishes like this right now, you win the championship.
If we finish 4th, we win the championship. We finish 5th, we lose it. So it's
Quite harsh, isn't it?
how it is. I mean, but racing is a harsh game. Let's hope this works. Couple hours to go, so anything can happen. But let's just hold thumbs and see. Hopefully it works out.
Feed the beast oil.
Feed the beast oil. I think we put a shitload of oil in already. But
Are you worried about all the officials who are watching and seeing what you're doing?
not at all. They're just doing their job. They're making sure the series is working as it is. And I mean, it's great that they take such interest in all the cars.
And so far, it's been a really, really good series.
Yeah, no, it's been fantastic. My first endurance series. Loved every minute of it, apart from the fiery accident. It's been great.
But now it's 10 to hook times. We see you nervous. The whole pit is, the tension is rising. Yeah. Thanks for talking to us now, and hope you get it to the end. It's only 3 hours and something to go.
I know. Let's just hold thumbs and hopefully you can bring it home.
Good luck.
Thanks very much.
Thanks. They're nervous, proper nervous. It's 2.5 hours into the race. We lost a little bit of a time, but we're back. That was Theon Creel getting into the car that his wife Robin jumped out of. And according to the notes, they are 15 laps down on the leader. What actually happened is going down the straight, there was a slow car, a huge dice, a traffic jam, and a Porsche swerved, lost control at over 200 k's an hour and came across Robin Creel's bowels, smashed into the left front of the car, destroyed a whole lot of bits and pieces. They had to come into the pits. They lost a lot of time, but they've made time back. They've been playing the safety car so well. Then as a result of the crash, the clips that are holding the bonnet on, they went missing in action. So where the bonnet flew off and is missing somewhere down the back straight, so they borrowed another bonnet, which is why it's got the orange on the car. Robin has got out of the car. I've asked whether we can have a little bit of a chat with her. Earlier when we spoke to her, she was so dejected about being in the car and being worried about throwing a championship chance for their team away by being involved in the crash. But it wasn't her fault. It was anybody who had been in that car at that time could never have avoided a Porsche that turns right straight across your bowels at over 200 k's an hour. Bit of a run to get down to the 42, who's had some dramas. They're just coming for a stop, thinking they had a flat wheel, but it wasn't a flat wheel. They just did a check, get the fuel sorted in it. Your car's not allowed to be running when you have fuel in it, but driver can stay in it. New rule, they say, new rules. Games are all about rules. They had drama with this thing. They lost about 12.5 minutes through a fuse that blew in the alternator. The alternator light is still flashing. We don't know why. They do have some issues. Luckily, that stop was all under safety car, which is still there. So he blasts. That's Stevie Clark in the car now, blasting down the pit lane. You'll see the yellow flag and the safety car. Wow. What a race. What a race. So, in a nutshell, what's happened? And just very briefly, and without my production notes, I rely on the memory. Creel, they were quick, really, really quick. Got driven into by a Porsche. They've had dramas. The bodywork is disintegrating. So they've lost many, many, many laps. The emotions are up and down like a roller coaster in this place. In the pit lane, as it surges, the race comes to people and goes away to people. Reggie Root, Stevie Clark, they were leading at one stage by 2 laps. They were calm, they were collected like ducks. They were calm underneath, they were calculating what they had to do. Morgan had dropped down to 5th place. They thought, wow, if they win and Morgan's 5th, they're in with a chance for the championship. Then the alternator issue stuck. Then they got stuck on the side of the road. They had to get towed in, so there was work. They lost a couple of laps. Meantime, the Morgan car has done what they've done right from word go. That very, very first lap, that race in the championship that they won on fire. They were like a metronome. They just plugged away. They set their lap times. They were calm. They did the job. Did that in race 2 again. They come into Desi. They had come into the final race. Let's leave Desi out of it. They come into the final race in a place where they haven't finished building the mountain. They were ahead. It was their championship to lose. The clock over there says that there's still 5 hours and 38 minutes to go. More than a normal race. More than a normal endurance race. We've been running 4-hour races up until now. So it's not over. There's many, many fat ladies lined up here. Some of them have started to sing, but there's one big fella at the end there. She's the last who sings. And when she's finished, then we will know what's happened in this championship. In the meantime, it's a roller coaster of emotions. Man, we love racing. It is a brilliant series. There are still, of the 16 backdraft cars that started running, there are 14 of them still in the race. Not bloody bad. And not the other cars. They're in the pits. Mechanics are furiously working on them. The motto of this team is, number 1, be a family. Number 2, help each other. Number 3, be kind. And number 4, or whatever that number is, never, ever give up. Chill. Donovan Taylor, Robert Briggs, it's been an eventful 9 hours. It looks like you won the Class E Championship. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. I think I've aged about 5 years today.
Robert, it was your first race with the team. You've done an amazing job of being calm, not involved in their championship battle, and you guys brought the car home, even though it was so sick.
Yeah, definitely a lot of ups and downs, but I suppose that's endurance racing, just managing that and getting through. So I'm just happy I could have contributed to their success this year.
Awesome. There's your championship team. Brian Morgan, congratulations. That was nerve-wracking. What a stressful race.
You're telling me, shit. I'm just thankful that we could bring it home at the end there. Just I was driving a hell of a slowly, but we just wanted to bring it home, and it looks like we did it. Couldn't have done it without these guys. Thank you, boys.
Richard Roots, so close. Second in class, second in championship. Man, what a roller coaster of a race.
I don't think I've ever had a race with so many ups and downs. Then we were fourth, then we were first, then we fifth, then we first. Then we leading by 7 laps, and I think nurse it home, and then it broke. And yeah, I don't know. We got it home in second. And eventually, Steve was pushing in the end. I was telling him over the radio, slow down, man. He says, I'm having fun. So you know what? That's what we're here for. So
That's
having
actually
fun.
why you go racing. You
Yeah.
have fun, and then whatever happens, happens. Always
100%.
next year. And look who's just arrived. Stevie, we came looking for you. Congratulations on a brilliant stint at the end. Second. But hey, you're here, you've got a smile on your face. I can see it in your eyes.
Yeah, look, I mean, things didn't go our way, but the car was brilliant, and we had a good run. A few little niggles, but it's good. We to finish a 9 hours something.
Yeah, congratulations. I think you've done magnificent work preparing the car. We know that you do the hard work, and Reggie makes it look pretty. So well done on building a car that got to the end.
Thank you very much, and I've got the best teammate in the world here.
Class winners for the 2020 9-hour at the SA Endurance Race. In a backdraft, it was white. And in the words, Mr. Verrier, you were driving and you took the flag. On Friday, you said you couldn't drive the car because it didn't have ABS, it didn't have traction control, and how do you feel about it now?
Still the same. It's the only car I've ever driven that can oversteer and understeer simultaneously. But it did the job, and I got to say great thanks to Johan, our team manager, the 4 drivers who did a great job. Peter van der Spy, who was going to be part of it, but unfortunately couldn't make it because of an injury. But no, listen, it's a different driving experience. It doesn't matter what you drive. Every car has its own unique personality, and you just got to adapt. And the guys adapted, and we finished it, and we drove it like it was a road car, and that's why it lasted. A lot of the other guys were much faster than us, but they were driving the cars hard. And over 9 hours, that doesn't work.
It's been a roller coaster of emotions with trials and tribulations and cars, as Mike was saying, fast down the road. When you're in the car, and how do you hold yourself back instead of pinning it?
That's difficult. You have to fight that, I guess, all the time. And every time there's a safety car and you stand up, everyone loses their mind again and dives into the first corner. So there's about 25 race starts, today. But it's difficult. But I think, as Mike was saying, we had a plan, and he's a pretty irresponsible road driver. So I don't know, driving it like a road car wasn't entirely soft, but it worked.
We're going to come back to Mike because last time he raced a black car. And now he's in a white car. Peter van der Spy, what is injured?
Achilles tendon. So I needed that for the clutch, which I believe we didn't have in the end anyway, so maybe didn't even need that.
Optional extra.
But I think the secret of today's race was to take it easy. I don't think the car could actually go any faster. We had some amateur Cobra drivers in a car that wasn't set up nicely, so actually the formula worked out perfectly for us because we couldn't actually drive it any faster than what the guys were doing, and I think that's what brought this car home in the end.
We're going to come to Derby last because a year ago this was a different Derby to the Derby that is standing with us now. The variation in size as
This is meerkat size.
We were going to say you're the token dwarf.
Absolutely, there's nothing wrong with that. Formula One driver is always very lightly built.
Lithe, and it might be an expression.
Absolutely. But the other fortunate thing is we had our mechanical failure yesterday in practice, thank goodness. And I think that paid off because apart from the clutch now that's gone and a brake pedal which is getting tight.
And the tyres that are worn,
we
brakes.
We swapped out a set of tyres.
We've heard drivers' excuses. Just be happy. You winners. Derby Olafir. It's a completely different emotion from in Joubert. Sorry, man. Oh, Derby Joubert. How can I forget? Because Olafir's about this big and he's not as fast as you. He's not as fast as you. So a year ago, the emotion was, after the 9-hour Kyalami, was slightly different. You come along as backdraft virgins. And you win.
Yeah, that's unexpected. We did not think that we would do that. We were 37th on the grid starting and we finished 6th overall. So we very much in the clouds because of the result and the car that brought us home. We very fortunate that we part of the experience that we had, and thanks for the guys that shared it with us. I enjoyed it, and especially if it's a result like this, first in class, we're over the moon.
Congratulations, guys. Have a massive party tonight. We salute you, class winners. Well done.